I'm say from for about 2 days I've been talking about the Constitutional Review Committee. So far say unim the air kosokrana we who say at least I've said what the report is saying about the presidency, what the report is now saying about the parliament, and then what the report is saying about the judiciary. There are some interesting takes in the Constitutional Review Committee Media Bremo. Now most of you are even commenting on it in the comment box. The developing story Eba and say say MPP phone so are setting up a joint committee to review the reports of the Constitutional Review Committee. We are going to go into it. Now we are back in kind near head Ghana for Eka. Say MPP for also a review of the Constitutional Review Committee. No, again, what are they going to make of it? Omo ye nom dia baba ye propaganda na nini na ewo. And then your first time wa subscribe and click the notification bell on so. Oh yeah, no sa na latest news bi aba won sa ebe kan mesrew. Mame fan to just say owasi ankoye on of deck results na ankoye opese okokoye a course bi ewo university tertiary school bi announce yes results na nya me recommend this Tertiary college amount school we ebetre wade. Now the only reason why I am recommending this school and they say omo extra die ye Emma students be no pass with distinction. Listen, I'm not even going to lie to you. I was speaking with Omopenino. Na ohwe senia Omopenino or the technology. In fact, currently krano senia what the technology or the creating nyama atre complex stuff. I'm a student na enyasem ketwa and it tells you why the students pass. What you say free omo 05377 30272 05377 and then you get to know what's going on. What you say Katrom say MELODIES and a director about and they'll give you a special discount. Anyway, I'll say NPP sets up joint committee to review reports of Constitutional Review Committee. I'll see the opposition New Patriotic Party has established a joint committee to examine the final proposals submitted by the Constitutional Review Committee to the President and to advise the party's National Council on its official stance. Also, the national organizer of the NPP, Henry Nanabuachi, disclosed the developments on his speech on Tuesday, December 23, 2025, following the submission of the CRC's final reports to President John Dramani Mahama on Monday, December 22, 2025. Also, as part of participating in the constitutional review process, the leadership of the NPP constituted a joint committee led by Anyi Madu, ranking member of the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament, and Frank Davis Esquire, chairman of the NPP's Constitutional and Legal Committee, to present proposals to the CRC. Nana Boachi stated. NPP for afianza modi proposal lebeko na niba nkofo na ye report na ewie emo ma present ya ma president no sisi aka implementation afianza mo say mo be ye event saying review na modi proposals ako. Anyway, I don't know, maybe the process no is still living in as much as they submitted the report no, maybe the process I don't know, because I see to present proposals to the Constitutional Review Committee, you now want to present proposals. That one is confusing me because the report has already come. So what do you mean by to send proposals? Anyway, he urged party members to exercise caution in their public commentary on the Constitutional Review Committee's proposals as the internal review process continues. Now, I'm going to tell you why the NPP are in a situation like this. Because some of them episode propaganda, especially with the presidential term limit. And Kufour ebimonam eno moka Mahama mpeso be free so ena Mahama pese otina so for 5 years. Meanwhile, obienim say the Constitutional Review Committee no, even if the new constitution will be implemented and the review no ebe implement here, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is not going to be affected. Ono di obetwa ne 4 years no. But the next one no ene be affected. It will hear the enkra na effect no emba mahama so. But then again, sa 5 year no. So who read the Constitutional Review Committee and me read the chair mo na. Almost say sa 5 year tenure no. And I sorry, sa 5 years now you say a term for 5 years no. The reason why MPP for air catcher mo members say mo mon kasa ho omunye komo we ne ho ne say eyo mo former president and the suggestion no buy. And I'm going to show you something. Because Constitutional Review Committee in a report in some more kind say former presidents wambo din die now so say former presidents and na oba behu committee no edito mu nim say yema president enko for 5 years obi anim say ende NDC omuni former presidents bia omo former president ni na ewu into the only political party a more former president MPP into clearly no sa 5 year suggestion na eba no it is coming from the MPP but MPP for bi mu enim into omo the year propaganda and unti na ende MPP for air catch omo crofo no say monto mobo Constitutional Review Committee in a report mo dia mamon kasa mfa ho ya yenkonko ye de ne ye wia ne ye de yensema ye den aba betuja. And so it's like the MPP has been locked up. Also, he urged party members to exercise caution in their public commentary on the CRC's proposals as the internal review process continues. Also, all party members are encouraged to be cautious with their commentary on the proposals of the CRC as we await the outcome of the Joint Committee study, he said. Nana Boakye further assured that the MPP's official position on the final proposals will be communicated in due course. The position of the party on the final proposals submitted yesterday will soon be made public. So this is what Nana B has said. Into basically no MPP the omodi omo ho akwa shame I don't know meba ibesa mi tremu bibi. So the entire America tremo say minim nipa kra will propose this idea because the Constitutional Review Committee ama Ghana for AGD say a former president mo ambodin but mo say a former president and a debate nim say yema president bianco for 5 years. Now this is a report coming from My Joy Online as far back as 2009. Till this report is coming from My Joy Online as far back as 2009. Now story no osi Kufour proposes 5-year presidency. It's as far back as 2009. That time, na John Ajekum Kufour was proposing say Ghana yenko 5 years. Inti ene, se Constitutional Review Committee no betre Ghana for say former president be the betu omunim say yenko 5 years. Who do you think that former president is? Even though we don't know, your guess is as good as mine. And that is why the MPP ebumu a womo de ye propaganda womo ka say ene mahama na ye ka so monko 5 years no. And then omo anka sankrofo catch omo se masa monto mo boase because they know say sa 5 year yi eyomo na omo propose. You understand what is going on? Yes. You read the story no. Also the President John Ajekum Kufuor has proposed to Parliament to ponder over the idea of extending the president's term in office to 5 years. Also, under the 1992 Constitution, a president has a 4-year term which is renewable once. But this, President Kufuor said, puts time constraints on a new government which may use nearly a year to familiarize with the state of the nation. Reasons are the Constitutional Review Committee MIA say yenye term no 5 years no. Is it not the same thing Anna Kufuor walk in 2009? In the end, one more by country and say, a former president be and the idea and the buyer. Who brought the idea? Because Kufuor was saying this years back. 2009, how many years? How many years ni? 2009, how many years? 15 years, right? I stand to be corrected. Is it 16? Should be 16 years. It is 16 years back. 16 years back, Kufour was saying this. He was telling Parliament, poor mucho, so womunyanisa. I say in his last State of the Nation address to the outgoing Fourth Parliament of the Fourth Republic on Monday, he noted that the issue is a drawback on the presidency. I say perhaps a 5-year term renewable ones would create the needed space for making a better impact, he stated. Mr. Speaker, on the present circumstances, transforming the nation cannot be effected on the one presidency. Therefore, necessarily, there should a succession of presidents working towards the same goal over a term to achieve strategic transformation of any kind. Having ruled for 8 years, President Kufuor said, "What my experience tells me is that a tenure of 4 years for the president of a struggling, developing nation with weak institutions may be too short." This is what Kufuor said in 2009. In 2016, John Agyekum Kufuor was still on that. This is being reported by Modern Ghana. Joel Savage, Michao. I say, former President John Agyekum Kufuor has renewed calls for an extension of the tenure of presidents, saying the framers of the 1992 Constitution may have overlooked the fact that a 4-year presidency is not enough for effective development. In 2009, Kufuor was making the same calls. In 2016, Kufuor was making the same calls. And the Constitutional Review Committee, Omama Yati Asye, say former president been a debate. Why? Evidence now may be true. Sisiano, why na ye say, or this idea no? A by 5-year term. Why na ye also this idea no by? This is an article in 2020 from Ghana Times. So Kufuor has been consistent. In 2009, in 2012, in 2020, he was still saying the same thing. As a former President Kufuor has reiterated his call for extension of the tenure for the president to accelerate socio-economic development of the country. He explained that for a developing country such as Ghana, when a president wins an election, he comes to meet drawbacks, which he has to tackle. A 4-year tenure was too short. In 2009, he said, in fact, even in 2012, let me show you this article in 2012. 1st February 2012, Kufuor insists on 5-year term for president. 2009, he was saying that 2012, it told to me when they say every single election year. Now Kufuor can. 2009 was after an election year. 2012 was an election year, okay. 2016 election year, okay. 2020 election year, okay. And then the Constitutional Review Committee, emu. It would hear me now, your MPP ni. Na ya say, sa 5-year no, Mahama no deba. And a washer down or pese, Odiga na soche, and a washer down or peso yede, washer down or peso yede. Then wo party ni crowd because to penny or no party no, and a wadane president that, or no na we pushy side. And so I am showing you who has been pushing this. And the Constitutional Review Committee, a penny a womudi ashim. So why na or ye main person will push his agenda way? And unti na MPP for and there omo aba be release letter wo mo ka kire mo microphone se masa mo nto mo bo ase. Mamon kasa wa ade ne ho we nya propaganda. Mamon fa nkonko kasa ntia mahama se wo no na ode ade ne ba because deep down in your heart mo MPP for and na mo push his agenda way. I hope everything makes sense. Mo ntre mo adwo comment box ni mo. Me da ase.